Awesome. Now, the most awaited part, topics to be covered in the class. Okay, so now let's see what we are going to learn in this session today. You are going to witness amazing techniques and methods on how to correctly attempt your IELTS test, where we will first talk about listening test, how to attempt listening exam. I'm going to show you guys a new approach to tackle your listening questions. Okay, and how to remain focused during your listening test. You will witness mind-blowing keyword technique to get band 9 in your test, in listening test, right? So, and also we are going to discuss reading section as well, how to attempt reading test, how to solve reading questions faster. Again, I'm going to show you one amazing brand new and interesting approach, how to find your answers correctly in the reading test, right? Then we will talk about writing section. So I'm going to give you one ready-made structure for your essays. You can use them as they are in your exam today onwards. Okay, after this session, you can use them. I'll provide you those templates. You will definitely love this. Okay, I'm going to reveal simple yet so appealing template for the essay. Then also we are going to cover speaking section, where I'm going to show you magical technique, how to expand your answer in speaking. Right, I'm going to show you simple methods, very simple methods to expand your answers in your speaking test. I'm having lots of free stuff only for you guys, so stay tuned, everyone. Sai says excited. Please continue. Great. All right, so now let's see what you will gain from the class today, so that you should be clear. If you are investing your time here, you would get these objectives fulfilled. I would make sure every second you invest here would be worth for it. You would be much more confident when you are going to give your test. You will feel uplifted and confident when you will start or resume your IELTS practice journey after this session. Okay, and I'm hoping that if you are here, you know a little bit about IELTS, and then many of you are in the beginning or in the middle stage of your preparation. Okay, so you would understand exactly how to improve your score magically in all 4 sections. As I just explained, I'm going to show you some magical and amazing techniques which you won't find anywhere else. Okay, so you would understand exactly how you can clear your IELTS with 70% less effort. Again, if you know things right and you know the structure right for all the sections, you just need to put less than 1/3 of effort to execute the plan, and that's what I teach my students. You would understand how you can get high band in IELTS without knowing advanced grammar and vocabulary. And I mean it, guys. Without advanced grammar and advanced grammar for English and vocabulary, I'll show you how you can also achieve high band in exam. All right, so now let's start our journey together. So we'll start with listening section. For listening, I hope you guys already know you have to answer to a series of questions while you listen to the audio. Okay, so basically you will hear some recordings and you will get a series of questions. And what you need to do is you need to hear the recordings, find the answers to those questions in the recording itself, and write your answers while you listen. Is it clear? I think everyone knows that. Yes. Okay, great. So you need to be multitasking here. You have to listen to the audio, read the questions, and write your answers at the same time. And students feel this to be little difficult, as you have to do multitasking here. Right? So I understand this is little difficult, but some students feel they lack this talent. Now, let me clear one thing with you guys. There's no such thing as listening talent. Listening is a skill and everyone can develop it. Right? It's not a talent. Now, let me tell you and explain the difference between talent and skill. So talent is more of a God-gifted ability or an inborn or special ability of a person to do something. Whereas skill is an ability in which you put your time and efforts to develop, and everyone can develop it. So if you are able to understand what I'm saying right now, that means you should be able to get highest band in listening test. Okay, and let me just tell you what that skill is. So listening is a skill where you have to listen for that one word that you need to hear. That's it. Multitasking is fine, but you only need to develop the skill of finding that one word from the complete audio. So one word here means the answer, right? So if you understand what I just presented and what I just demonstrated, you would never get less than 35 marks in listening. Now, why I chose 35? Because in most of the tests, there are 4 to 5 questions which are little tricky to answer. But if we can understand that trick, then there is no limit for us. You can get 40 correct also. My students have done it and they are doing this. So let me explain you this concept with the help of a very simple example. So let's say if I ask you this question, how much Virat Kohli did score in last match? Right? How much did Virat Kohli score in last match? And then I turn on the volume, and you hear commentators speaking like this. India is playing incredibly well these days. Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma's outstanding third wicket partnership helped India win the game. In just under 20 overs, they added 159 runs collectively. So before being caught at the boundary, Sharma added 70 runs to the partnership and Kohli missed the century and scored 89 runs. What a player he is. If you notice, there is so much technical information. So we need to filter out this audio and we need to actively listen to that part of the audio that has our answer. Right? Which means we need to be attentive to listen for that one word, listen to that one word. Okay, so now let me show you how I explain my students to approach any listening test. This is something that is unique and not available anywhere. So this may blow you away. So just be with me and it's very interesting. So look at this image, this one. Always try to approach your listening exam using this technique. It's going to benefit you circles. So this outer circle, this one. So this is the complete listening audio. That means the complete audio which you will hear in the exam. End-to-end complete raw audio. Now inner circle, this one. This is the part of the audio that has our answer. Right? What's that? Part of the audio that has an answer. So if there are 5 lines, speaker is speaking, right? So there would be, our answer would be located in only one line. Okay, so it is that part of the audio that has our answer. Now tell me, if this part has our answer, do we need to listen to the complete audio? No, right? We don't need to listen to this audio. So let's just cross it. So if you closely look at the diagram, you will notice that I'm attempting to filter the only remaining audio that has the answer from the complete listening audio. Now, how exactly you do that, how exactly we filter out the audio, I'll come to that later. Okay, so once we have filtered out the audio that we don't need to hear, now I know what I need to actively listen. Distractions are over for me, so it would be easy for me to find the answer. Is it clear? Everyone is with me. Please check your mic, sir. Are you guys not able to hear me properly? Suchit says yes. All right, what not? Varun says no. Some just give me 2 minutes. Volume was too low. Okay, so just give me 2 minutes. Sometimes, okay. Voice breaks a lot. So, all right, 1 second. All right, guys. So just give me a minute. I'm just checking my connection. Is it fine now? Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Yes. Okay. Everyone says yes. Much better. All right. Great, great, great. Okay, okay, okay. Ashok says very fine. Great, great, great. So do you want me to repeat this concept which I just presented? Okay. All right. So let me just erase this. All right. So we were discussing these three circles, right? Okay. So you have three circles here. So this is the outer circle, this is the inner circle, and there is one circle here. This is my voice is not clear. Okay, all right. Give me 1 minute. All right. I think that my voice should be fine now. It's clear. Okay, Dipendra says clear. All right, all right. Great, great, great. So now this circle, this outer circle is the complete audio which you will hear in exam, end-to-end complete raw audio. Okay. And this inner circle is the audio, that part of the audio that has our answer. What's this? It's the part of the audio that has our answer. Obviously, we have this complete audio, and then we have part of the audio that has our answer. Now, if this part has our answer, right? And do we need to listen to the complete audio? Right? We don't need to. Okay, so if you closely look at the diagram, you will notice that I'm attempting to filter out the remaining audio. Okay, I'm attempting to filter the remaining audio that has the answer from the complete listening audio. Okay, so how exactly we filter out? I'll come to that later. Okay, so once we have this filtered audio, now I know what I need to listen. Distractions should be over for me. It would be easier for me to find the answer. Right? That one word which we need to hear. We just discussed that. Right? All right. So is this clear? Uh, Someone says, please explain in Hindi also. Yes, yes, Ashok, we will discuss that map and MCQ questions We will discuss at the end of the session. So just be with me for some time. Is this clear? All right. So now, so I was discussing this, right? So we have to move from here to here. That means we need to filter out the audio that we don't need to hear. So that thing, how we do it. And then from this filtered audio, we have to extract the answer also, right? So we have that part of the audio that we know that has the answer, but we have to filter out the answer also from that part. So how we reach from here to here, then from here to here. So this thing from here to here, that means filtering out the audio that we don't need to hear. We do this with the help of keyword formula. I'll discuss that in a minute. Okay, so we do this with the help of keyword formula. So you remember when I was introducing myself, I talked about rules and formulas that I built to secure band-aid on my test. So this formula is one of them. I'll discuss that in the next few minutes. Now from here to here, so once you have that part of the audio that has our answer, now from here to here, that means filtering out the audio, filtering out the answer from the part of the audio. We do this with the help of listening rules. Right, so we are going to discuss keyword formula in today's session. But obviously, I'm not going to discuss these rules in today's class because this will be like too much for the class and you won't be able to digest everything in one single session. But I will definitely show you keyword technique, which will make things so simple for you. All right. So anybody has any doubt till now? Yes. Sai, I will share this PDF. No, Lovepreet, I'm discussing listening section. Anybody has any doubt till now? Vivo says I'm late here. No problem, Vivo. So just attend the rest of the session and I will provide you the recording. All right. So now let's understand this keyword formula. So what's the purpose of this formula? To filter out the audio that you don't need to hear, right? Reaching from complete audio to the part of the audio that has my answer. So I generally provide two techniques under this formula. So one is focus formula, another one is power formula. So in this class today, I'm only going to talk about the focus one. Power formula is another way to implement the keyword technique in a more subtle way. Well, let's just come back to this focus for now. I don't want you guys to get confused or get overwhelmed. Okay, so I'll try to keep it very simple and smart for you guys so that you understand and start implementing today onwards. Okay, and one more thing, you can use this formula in reading section as well. We will first talk about listening section and then we will see in reading section as well. Is it clear? Give me yes in the chat. Great. Awesome. All right. Now to understand this formula, let's first see what are focus keywords. Okay. Understand this carefully because we are going to use them in reading section as well. All right. So let's see what are focus keywords. So keywords are words that add more than 80% meaning to a sentence or a statement. That means you have a statement, any statement, and in that statement, you have to highlight words that would easily add more than 80% meaning to that sentence. Or to simply put, if you look at focus keywords, you should be able to decipher the meaning of the sentence. Words that add more meaning, that add the most meaning to the statement. Okay, so you guys don't need to be peculiar about this percentage. This I just added to make sure you understand it completely. Simply highlight the words in the sentence that you believe add the most meaning. Okay, so for example here, look at this example. So we have this statement: Salman looks handsome in a white shirt which he wears on Saturdays. Okay, so if we have to highlight focus keywords here, keywords that add the most meaning to that statement. So these are the words that we will highlight: Salman, handsome, white shirt, wears Saturdays. So if you look at these words, right? If you look at these words or keywords, are you guys able to understand the meaning of this sentence or not? Salman, handsome, white shirt, wears Saturdays. Salman, handsome, white shirt, wears Saturday. So something about Salman, he wears this white shirt on Saturdays. So you should be able to decipher the meaning, right? So just highlight the words in the line and you see if you're able to understand the meaning. Those are our focus keywords. Now let's think of one more example. Okay, so let's say we have this statement. On a lovely Sunday evening, Akshay went to see a movie with his family. So tell me, ping in the chat, what should be focus keywords here? Just try to find the words that add the most meaning to that statement. If you're still not able to understand how to find, that's fine. I'll give you hints also. Just be with me. We will discuss hints in few minutes. All right. So just tell me, ping in the chat, what should be the focus keywords in this statement. All right. Tell me all the words. Akshay evening went, see fam, Sunday evening movie, close, close. So ping in the chat right now, what should be the focus keywords here? All right, Sai Surya, lovely Sunday evening family movie. Great, great, great. So Sunday evening, Akshay movie, family. So these are going to be my words. Sunday evening, Akshay movie, family. Right? Looking at these words, you should be able to understand the meaning. Sunday evening, Akshay movie, family. That means on this, obviously you cannot highlight these lovely. These are not making any sense to the meaning, right? So Sunday evening, Akshay movie, family. So you should be able to understand the meaning of this sentence by only looking at these words. Is this concept clear? Yes. So lovely is fine. You can skip that lovely, right? You don't need that. Without lovely also, you can also try to, find the meaning. Ashok says yes. Anyone has any doubt till now? Yes, lovely is adverb, Ashok. Rana says okay. Okay, great. Anybody has any doubt? Okay, so we'll try to solve this example, right? So this is the audio transcript. We will see that how to implement this technique. Okay, so this is the audio transcript and this is the question. To explain you this concept, I have taken only the part of this part of the extract from the complete original audio. This is, I think, this is from one of the Cambridge books. Okay. Now, if I have to highlight focus keywords here in this question statement, and I have to find the answer. So basically, finding an answer is not the concern here. So I'm just trying to explain you how you guys can move from here to here, right? So that you exactly know what you need to hear in your exam. So what I will do, I will highlight keywords here. So this is my question and this is the audio transcript that has my answer. So I'll highlight food, studio, cook, seasonal products, how also, because that's connected to my answer. Right now, when my audio, when a speaker is going to somebody says yes, just stay with me till the end of the session. We will discuss that also. Okay, so when you will listen to this audio, right, you have to focus on these keywords which you have highlighted in the question statement. So just one thing you guys always need to remember, you have to highlight keywords in your listening test. That's the only way to score high band, right? You have to highlight. Just do not be under this impression that, okay, I will not highlight, I will listen to this complete audio and then I will find my answer. That it might be confusing for you guys. So this is for your benefit only, right? So here you see this in this audio. So we have these words here like seasonal products, right? How to cook them and then how to choose them, right? So we have, the moment you hear this word seasonal products, you should be clear that now you have moved from here to here. That means you have come to that part of the audio that is having my answer. From these keywords, you need to anticipate that, yes, now my answer will be spoken for this question. I need to be active. I need to be more active here. It's okay, I was passively listening to the complete audio, that's fine. But now I have moved here. I need to be completely active here. Is this clear? So once you have these keywords, you should know where you have to actively hear rest of the audio. My main focus should be on these keywords. That means I have moved from here to here. Is this clear? Okay. What about others? Right. So let's say this, we have this audio transcript here. They focus on seasonal products. Now I know I'm under this circle. Now I need to expect this answer. So it should be, so we say we have also heard this cook here, how to cook them. And then they should also know how to choose them. So choose is my answer. It's okay if you're not able to understand how to find the answer, that's fine. But first, just understand the concept. You have to highlight keywords and then you have to look for those keywords and hear for those hear these words to find your answer. Now let me show you one more magic here. Okay. So let me just give one number to these keywords. Okay. Okay. So we highlighted this. Let's say W1, W2, and that's my answer. Let's say this is W3. So you see in your audio, words are spoken in this order: W1, W2, and then W3, right? But if you look at your question, so it's like W3, W2, W1. Just see the ordering of the words. In audio, it was W1, W2, W3, but in your question statement, it is W3, W2, W1. So you see, examiner has reordered the words in the question statement. right? So examiner has reordered the words in the question statement. During your exam, if you're looking for word W3 to be spoken first, then you might miss your answer, because your answer, which is here, this W3, right? But W1, this word is spoken first. This is what I call reordering rule. It's okay if you're not able to understand anything. At the end of the session, I'll clear your doubts. That's fine. But just understand, try to understand at least. Right? This is what I tell you, how to move from here to here. Right now, this part of the audio has my answer, but I have to extract the right answer. I need to know what tricks examiner uses to deceive students. That's one of the tricks. That's why I have this rules. I have this listening rule, reordering. Okay, so that's one of the 10 listening rules that I teach. So let me just show you all the rules. So you see here, this we have words reorder. This we just saw how examiner deceived students, right? By reordering the words. Some words will be spoken first and some words will be spoken after, so that you get confused. You were looking for this keyword, but this they did not speak, right? Or they spoke at the end of the this audio, right? Then we have synonym language. You will see how examiner paraphrases the language in the question statement. Then we have confirmation, so many listening rules. Okay, so these all, what they are doing here, they are going to explain you the loopholes in the listening test. If you understand all these loopholes, you should be able to score high band, right? So using this keyword formula, highlighting keywords, what keywords I also explained, you move from here to here. Now you know this part of my audio has my answer, but to extract out the right answer from that part of the audio, you need these listening rules. Is it clear? Ping yes in the chat if that's clear. Yes, Ashwinder, I will share this PDF. Great, great, great. All right, awesome, awesome. So anybody has any doubt? So as in this examiner, uh, examiner has reordered the words. So sometimes examiner uses synonym language or paraphrase the term, in the question statement. Sometimes there is one confirmation there and then he rejects the answer. All these things I have covered in listening rules, but I won't be able to discuss all these rules in one session. That would be too much for you guys. But still, I give you a glimpse, right? How they are doing reordering of these words. So if you're still confused, okay, so we understood these keyword formula. And if you're still confused, I have provided you these hints. Okay, I'll give you this PDF. So just go through these hints whenever you're trying to highlight keywords in your question statement. Just make sure you understand this. Whatever keywords you are going to highlight should add meaning, most meaning to that statement. Those will be the keywords which will be spoken in the audio. Maybe they are synonyms or related terms. That's fine. But those keywords will be focused in the audio. So you can use these hints. I'll provide you this PDF. Is it clear? Ping yes in the chat if that's clear. Great, great, great. What about others? Parveen says yes. Thwanil says yes. Bhanu Prasad says yes. Awesome. Rana says yes. Vinny says, Nirmal says yes. Great, great. Now, reading section. So just as we saw in listening section, right? How you can filter out the audio that you don't need to hear. That was amazing, right? And do you know, in your reading also, we do not even need to read more than 20% of the passages, of the complete passage. to solve 80% of the questions. We don't need to read more than 20% of the passage to solve 80% of the questions. I call it 80-20 rule. And I know it may sound absurd, but this is actually true. I'll show you some part of it right now. Right, but before that, I hope you guys already know in your reading section, you will get 40 questions and multiple passages. Right, so you have to find the answer in the passage. For academic, you get 3 passages, and for general training, you get 5 or maybe 6 passages. And 40 questions, you so that you have to find the for these 40 questions, you have to find the answer in the passage itself. All right, so I hope everyone knows that. Isaac says, just now I joined, but I could not able to understand the initial classes. Yes, I listening is completed. We have to cover other sections also, right? So we are short of time here, but I'll tell you where you can find all these listening lectures. All right, so let's now look at this image. Just like in listening, we try to filter out the audio. Here we need to filter out the passage that we don't need to read. Right, so if you see these 3 circles, so this is your complete reading passage. So these are the lines that you actually need to read to extract your answer from those lines. Right, that means we only need to read 20% of the passage for most of the questions, except heading and summary type, where you might need to read the passage a little bit. But I do have solution for that also, right? But let's just first come to this. So how you can filter out the passage that you don't need to read, right? So you have to extract out those lines from the complete passage that has my answer. You have to move from here to here, and from those lines, again, you have to extract the right answer from that part of the audio. So how do you do this? So anybody has any doubt till now? All right. No, great, great. Awesome, awesome. All right. So now how you can move from here to here. This you again do with the help of keyword formula only. Same as we saw in listening section. These keywords will take you that part of the passage that has the answer. So you do not even need to read and understand the complete passage. Okay, so you will highlight keywords in the question statement. So let me just show you. I have, I think, one example here. Right, so this is your question statement, this one. And this is the part of the passage that has the answer. So what you will do, you will highlight keywords in the question statement. What keywords? Focus keywords again. Because mostly you will find your answer using these keywords only. Okay, you will find these keywords in the passage to find your answer. I'll give you steps also. Just be with me. I'll discuss those steps in a few minutes. Okay, so just understand the concept here. So as I have highlighted these keywords in the question statement, now I need to find the part of the passage that has my keywords, right? To move from here to here. Obviously, I need to filter out the answer. So I don't need to read the whole passage. That's crap. I just need to find that part that has the answer to this question. So our main job is to find the answer. That's it. Okay, so once you have found out the part of the passage that has my keywords, our main job is to find the answer. That is from going from here to here. Okay, so I explain this with the help of one approach. Okay, so let's just discuss this approach first. Then I will also explain this with the help of a simple example. So I explain this technique to find out that accurate answer from the complete passage with lesser effort with the help of this funnel approach. If you are not able to understand this funnel now, that's completely fine. I'm just showing you so that you know the process, how to find your accurate answer. All right. So funnel, you guys understand, right? The funnel is a tube or a pipe that has wide, that's wide at the open and narrow at the bottom, used for guiding liquids or powder into small opening, and we can filter out what we don't need and we get only what we actually require, same as you see on the screen. Okay, so it's actually an easy way to solve reading questions and can reduce your effort by 70%, because here I clearly explain step by step how to approach and solve reading questions. No confusion, just smartly finding your answers to get high band in exam. So let me just brief you with the approach. So here you will start with the passage. Now here reading passage doesn't mean you will start reading the passage first. No. So that it means that you have this passage right in front of you. Okay, I'm saying this so that you understand the technique. Reading passage, by reading passage, I mean you have the passage right in front of you. So in your exam, you have to start with the questions first. Always start with the questions. I know that this is something that might take 1 or 2 sessions to explain in detail, but still I will give you the overview, whatever we can discuss in this 2 hours class. Okay, so you will start with reading questions first. Always start with questions, and then you will apply keyword formula. Okay, so you will skim through those questions, whatever you have in the exam or practice test paper. So just skim through those questions, highlight keywords. That means apply the keyword formula. Okay, you will go through questions and highlight keywords in the question statement. Now what you need to do, you need to find these keywords in the passage. So once you have found these keywords in the passage, that means you have filtered out that complete passage. You only have that part of the passage that has your answer. So you don't need to read the whole passage. So once you have found the keywords from the question statement in the passage, you don't need to read the entire passage. Okay, so you move from here to here. Now you may ask how to exactly find these keywords in the passage faster. Now this is something that may go out of scope of this class, but this is altogether a different technique I teach. Okay, so at the end of this session, I will discuss this. How to quickly find your keywords in the question statement in the complete passage, so that you can reach that part of the passage that has your answer. You don't need to read the whole passage. How to do that? Okay, so there are some steps that I teach. We'll discuss at the end of the session. Now, is it clear? Yes, I'll come to that. What are those specific questions rules? So once you have that, let's say you have got these keywords in that passage and you know this part of my passage has my answer. Okay, now what you need to do is you need to apply reading rules and you need to apply specific questions rules to extract the right answer. Okay, so this way you would find the accurate answer and will never make silly mistakes. Okay, so like here I have listed the steps. Okay, so let me just give you a brief about these reading rules. So what all reading rules I teach? So I have 5 simple reading rules I teach. So you need to apply both. So you can call it generic reading rules plus specific questions rules. So if you are solving, let's say, filling the blanks question, so you have to apply the specific rules to solve these questions. If you're solving true, false, and not given, so there are some set of steps that I teach how to solve true, false questions, how to solve filling the blanks questions, how to solve MCQ questions. Right. So these are everything I cover under reading specific rules. And all these simple generic rules, you have to apply that. These are simple, like synonym language, referred information, wrong exact information. So all these things we will discuss at the end of this session, how you can find these rules and how you can find this approach. But for example here, so let's say you have this question statement. Okay, so this is the one of the you can say filling the blanks questions, right? So what you will do, you will skim through all questions. Okay, step number 2, you will apply keyword formula, and then you will apply synonym language here. Now let me show you what that means. So you see here, this is the question: what are other 2 hottest years in Britain besides 2003? So I highlighted keywords here: 2 hottest years, Britain, 2003. Now in my passage, I could not find 2 hottest years, but for that I've got this keyword warmest, synonym, right? And in this example also, this is the question statement I have got. Now I have to find answer in it. This is the part of the passage that my answer, right? So while finding the keywords, I may see synonyms for these words. Like for here, for influence, they have used word here, revolutionized. Government policies, so government is fine. So for hot summer 2003, they have used word 2003 heat wave. Just do not worry about the answer. So just try to understand the concept, how they are deceiving students, the loopholes in the test. They are using this synonym language here. That's what I call it. So that students get confused. You will see, okay, hot summer, there is nowhere mentioned, they have mentioned hot summer, right? So what will also influence government policies? So I got this revolutionized word for the word influence. So 2000 floods have revolutionized. So what will also influence government policies? So 2000 floods. In the way government is thinking about this flooding in the UK, 2003 heat wave. So hot summer in 2003. So for that, they have used heat wave. So just I'm explaining you the loopholes in the test. Okay. So this is how this rule will work. Synonym language rule. And then you will apply specific questions rule. So here it is this is example of filling the blanks question. So you'll apply filling the blanks rule. And then you will filter out the correct answer. Simple steps. That's how I urge my students to approach these questions. That's how I teach my students to how to approach these questions, so that you only find the accurate answer. No distractions, nothing. Because you will already know what are the loopholes. You will already know how examiner is trying to deceive students, how examiner is trying to trick students. Is it clear? Ping me yes in the chat. Funny says, if you explain in Hindi, it helps. Yes, yes, yes. I want to explain in Hindi also, but since that's an English test, so I try to keep it in English. But theek hai, we can discuss in Hindi also. I'll keep that in mind. So is this concept clear? So we have reading rules, we have specific questions rules. So let me just summarize what you need to do, okay? Let me just summarize for you guys. So you get this reading, let's say you have this reading passage right in front of you. What you need to do is, first you need to go to the questions. You have to skim through all the questions, right? You have to skim through all the questions. So skimming through these questions will give you an idea what this passage is all about. All right, then you have to highlight keywords in the question statement. What keywords? Focus keywords. Then you would find these keywords in the passage that has our answer. A part of the passage, you will find that paragraph that's having these keywords. That I know that's difficult, but I have some steps also, to quickly find that part of the passage that has the answer. And after that, using all these rules, tricks, synonym language, and how to find the answer for filling the blanks questions, or let's say if that's a true false question, how to solve that true false question. So I have all these tricks here. which I cover in the rules. So then you apply those rules and you'll find that correct answer. That's it. Great. So have you guys got the concept or not? Ping yes in the chat right now. Sometimes you are not familiar with these synonyms, right? So in that case, there are two things that you can use. First one is you can obviously learn synonyms, but that's, I think, that would take more time to do. I mean, learning all these synonyms, that may take another 1 or 2 months. Second thing, quickest thing, what you can do is you can try to understand the meaning, right? You can try to understand the meaning, so that you can find in the part of that passage, and you can see if that meaning is getting matched, right? So that's, I know that's not the best way, but that's the quickest way, right? So you can try with that. If that again something that's not working, then you can maybe start learning those synonyms. But I would not recommend, start learning these synonyms. That would take another 2-3 months. That would waste, right? And it may happen that synonyms that you are learning may not come in exam. Then your efforts are wasted. So it's better to do it in a smarter way. That's what I do, and that's what I teach my students, how to attempt, how to, someone says, okay, yeah. All right. So yes, so that's how I teach my students how you can, attempt this test in a smarter way. All right. So can we move to next section, writing? Our favorite section, writing. Are you guys with me? Ping yes in the chat if you guys are with me. Praveen says yes. Bhanu Prasad says yes. Sir, go ahead. Nirmal says yes. Everybody has to reply. These 42 or 50 odd participants, reply yes in the chat. Ashok says yes. Awesome. Awesome. Yes. Swastik, yes. Great, great, great. So let's now move to writing section, right? So I assume you already know, again, for writing section, you get 2 tasks, right? For both academic and general training. So for academic, you have to write a report for task 1 and essay for task 2. For general, you have to write a letter as part of task 1 and essay as part of task 2. Is everyone clear on this? As promised, today in this class, I'm going to give you ready-to-use templates for your essays. Sounds interesting, isn't it? So before talking about these templates and structure, let me quickly explain you 2 essay types we have. Okay, so I have just divided all the essays that you are going to get in exam into only 2 types, and we are going to follow one simple structure for 2-sided essays and one simple structure for 1-sided essays. Very simple structure. I'm going to discuss that, right? So before discussing these types, I assume you all know what essays are. Ping in the chat if you know what is an essay. So essay is basically a short piece of writing where you write your views or points on any topic. Simple short piece of writing. That's called an essay. Okay, no rocket science. Piece of writing with few lines where you write your view on any topic. And you do not have to be a writer to write a good essay. It doesn't work like this. You just need to follow one structure and few rules to get 7+ band in your writing. That's it. I do not teach anything else, apart from this to my students. That band score matrix, if you have seen with those high-fi words, I do not recommend anyone to prepare according to that. And that's the reason our writing is overhyped. Students with good English language skills also are stuck in maybe 6 or 6.5 band score and never cross band 7 after multiple attempts. I've gone through the same stage and I've seen so many students, I can tell you from my experience, who are stuck at 6 or 6.5 in writing. Students focus on learning high-fi words, high-fi vocabulary words, phrases, idioms, and so many things, but never work on the right structure and good English words. That's what we we need. Just try to focus on that perfect structure for your essay and write good English words. No need to learn those hi-fi words and hi-fi phrases. Examiner doesn't like that. All right, so now let's come to essay types. Okay, to explain you these essays, I have divided essays into two types: two-sided essays and one-sided essays. All those essays which you are going to get in exam will be covered under these two types only. Let's first now discuss two sides essays. Okay, so two sides, as from name it's clear. So you will write for both sides of the topic. So what that means is, whichever side you take, you have to write for both sides. Right? Means the side you disagree and side you agree. But points for the side I agree will be more and more impactful than the side I disagree. So as you will see the examples, you will understand it more. Right? Structure I will give you. Okay, so just understand the concept first. So let's say we have this. So these are the major types that you may see in exam for your two sides essay. We are going to discuss them also. So just be with me. So these are the types that are under these two sides essay: agree and disagree essays, discussion essays, advantages and disadvantages, and you have to write two sides here. Now, how you need to write, I'll just come to that. Okay, and let me now explain you this with the help of very simple example. So let's say I have got this question: is Virat Kohli better batsman than Rohit Sharma? So let's say I agree with this statement: Virat Kohli is better batsman than Rohit Sharma. Even if my answer is yes, I will still write some positive points about Rohit Sharma also. But my positive points for Virat Kohli will always be more and much more impactful. That would prove my point better. Even if I agree with this, Virat Kohli is better batsman than Rohit Sharma. But first, I will talk about some positives for Rohit Sharma also. And then I will tell why Virat Kohli is better. Right? I will give more points for Virat Kohli. Maybe 2 points for Rohit Sharma and then 4 points for Virat Kohli. So if let's say I disagree with this, okay, let's say my answer is I feel Rohit Sharma is better. In that case, you will write some points for Virat Kohli, but more points for Rohit Sharma. Just to prove your point better and to make sure that examiner says this, that you have created an impact by respecting other side also, but your side wins because of these points. That's the only logic here for two-side essay. We have to create an impact, and that's how we create. We will write points for both sides for the topic, but points for the side we agree or disagree will be more and much more impactful than the other one. If you're completely new to these essays, that's completely fine. Do not feel like it's too complex. That's okay. Okay. At the end of this session, I will give you complete info where you can find the most basic information about these essay types. Is this concept clear for two sides essay? Yes. 1+ we will discuss specific topic also. Yes, I am going to provide you templates. So is this clear how you need to write two sides essays? At least the concept. I'll give you template, then it will be much more clearer to you. Okay, when I'm going to discuss the template. Now let's see what essays will come under this type, two sides essays. So as I said, these are the three major types: agree, disagree essays, where you have to write for both sides. Okay, two sides essay. Discussion essays, advantages and disadvantages essays. Now, if I explain you this, agree and disagree essays. So here, you need to either agree or disagree. Okay, agree and disagree essays are types of essays where you have to either agree or disagree with the statement. So look at this example. So we have here, learning to play team sports is an important part of child's education. Do you agree or you disagree? Now, you should either agree or you should either disagree. Do not write partially agree or disagree. It's my humble request. Please don't do that. That's going to confuse you more. And that's going to make your structure look very bad. You should either agree or you disagree. Okay. But you would need to make sure you write with balanced approach, which means you will write for both sides, but your positive points for the side you take or side you agree should be more than other side. That's it. Virat Kohli better batsman Rohit Sharma, then we are going to write some points for Rohit Sharma first, but we are going to write more points for Virat Kohli and more impactful points. So for example here, so you see this example, learning to play team sports is an important part of child's education. Now, let's say here you agreed with the topic and you feel learning to play team sports is an important part. That means you agreed, right? And you believe that team sports should be included in the child's education. So here we will write both positives and negatives about the inclusion of team sports in the child education. But as I agreed that this learning to play team sports should be an important part of child's education, I would need to write more for my positive points. Is it clear? So while discussing the template, I will explain one example also. There you will understand better if you're not able to understand right now. Okay, so you agreed with this statement. Learning to play team sports is an important part of child's education, but you will still write some negative if team sports is not included in child education. But benefits for inclusion of these team sports, those benefits would be more and more impactful. So for example, you can say for negatives, you can say inclusion of team sports in child education can maybe lead to this time mismanagement for children. Okay. Or this may overburden them. Some points. I'm just trying to create some example here. But then you will write the positives. You can say something like this. These team sports can help in better growth of child. He will learn team management. Okay. He will learn sportsmanship, right? He will learn more about fitness. So many things you can write for positives, but you have to give respect to the other side. But those points should be less, and your points for the topic you agreed should be more. That's the correct structure, band 8 structure. You can go anywhere with that structure. The examiner will love that. That's going to make our essay look more impactful. Right, so you may also see agree and disagree essays with this, to what extent do you agree, right? And then you may get to what do you think, what's your view on this. So all these are types of agree and disagree essays. Now we have this discussion essays also. So sometimes you may see these essays, these kinds of essays, discuss both sides. Again, two sides essay, right? Discuss both sides without opinion. If it says without opinion, do not give your opinion, right? So if it says discuss both sides with opinion, please give your opinion. And different variation, discussion and opinion, you will get this PDF, do not worry. Okay, you can go through all these types, different types, so that you understand how you can categorize them, all the essay that you are going to get in your exam, and you will see anywhere will be covered under these two. So you can go through this PDF, right, whenever you are doing the practice or something like that. But you can go through this PDF and you can see which essay type is this, and then you can proceed accordingly. You will have clarity in your mind how you need to approach. Just follow this structure blindly. Follow this structure blindly. It's going to help you a lot. Then under these two sides essay, we have advantages and disadvantages essays, where it may ask for positives and negatives, benefits and problems, and advantages and disadvantages. These all are under your two sides essays. So Kumar says, how, what do you mean by partially agree? Do not go into that. It's going to confuse you more. Just agree and disagree. Please, it's my humble request. Just you either agree with the topic or you disagree with the topic. That's it. Do not even, understand this, what's this partially agree is. Agree, disagree. That's it. That's what I need to do. And that's how I need to approach my exam. Is this concept of two sides essay clear, guys? Ping me yes in the chat if that's clear. So you can go through this PDF after this session, and then you can see what all essays are there, types and everything. Are you guys with me? Ping yes in the chat right now. Awesome, awesome, great. Now let's see one side's essays. Okay, so it's around here. It should be one side essay. All right. So from name, it's clear, right? You have only one side to write. What I mean is here, you don't need to discuss two sides of the essay because it will not ask you to discuss two sides. You only have to discuss simple points asked in the question. That's it. Nothing else you need to do here. Okay, so these are the major types that will come under two sides essay. So you will get causes and you will need to write causes and solutions, right? You can see some examples here. For causes and solutions, they may say, why is this happening? What measures can be taken? What can be done? So something like that. So you'll have to write causes and you'll have to write the solutions. Then you'll have to write the problems and solutions also. And sometimes you may get two questions, right? Sometimes you may get two questions, question one and question two. Those are also will come under one side's essay. So you will have question number one and question number two. Do not worry, I have provided you all the examples here. Okay, so like this, causes and solutions. So what are the primary causes of loss of biodiversity? What solutions can you suggest? Everything, right? So causes and solutions. So we'll see examples here. What do you think causes are? So all these are examples of causes and solution essays. And then you have these essays in the type of problems and solutions, where you have to write first for the problems, and then you will need to write the solutions. Ashok says my data exhausted is 100%. Do not worry, you'll get the recording. Just go to that recording. Okay, so that's how these one sides essays will come. And sometimes you may get two questions, right? Those are also will be covered under double question and one sides essays. Is it clear? It's very simple. The structure is very simple. You just need to write what is asked in the question. That's it. And these are relatively simpler one, as you do not need to think much about the two sides. You have to just write the causes, write the solutions. That's it. Just answer what is asked in the question statement. That's it. Tell me both these essay types are cleared or not. Ping yes in the chat if that's clear. We'll see the structure now. Bhanu Prasad says yes. Ashok says yes. Vineet says yes. What about this? Rana says yes. Vinitha says yes. Daniel says yes. Come on, guys. Everyone has to reply here. Swastik says yes. Galaxy A30 says yes. Mani says yes. All right. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So now let's see the magical templates for both one-sided and two sides essays. Okay. Let's first understand for two sides essays. Okay, I'll give you this PDF for all the templates at the end of the session. So do not worry if you miss anything. Now, if you remember, I told you for your two sides essays, let me just come here. I'll just increase the size here. Okay. All right. So let's first discuss two sides essays, right? And if you remember, right, for two sides essays, I told you you have to write for both sides. Okay. So here in your two sides essays, even for one side as well, we will discuss that also. For two sides essays, you will write 5 paragraphs. You will write 5 paragraphs. You will start with the introduction. What all statements you need to write, I'm going to discuss that also. So we'll start, you will start with the introduction, 1 paragraph for introduction, and then 3 paragraphs for your body. I mean, 3 body paragraphs. And then you will write the conclusion at the end. Very simple structure. And I'll make it so appealing. Just hold on. Okay. So you'll write 5 simple paragraphs. You'll start with introduction. Then you'll write 3 body paragraphs. And then you write conclusion at the end. Is it clear? Great. OnePlus says yes. Himati says yes. Dhoni says okay. All right. Great. Now for your introduction, you will write 3 lines. For your introduction, you will write 3 lines. Okay. Your first line would be the general statement about the topic. And then in your second statement, you will paraphrase the topic statement. And then you will write the thesis statement in your introduction. Okay, so thesis means you will write one statement that will tell examiner what you are going to write in this essay. Basic and general information about what you will discuss in this essay. If you're getting confused, I have this example with you. Now, before that, so if you see, I have also provided you some ready-to-use phrases which you can use for almost all two sides essays, right? So I have provided you all those linking words, everything here in your detailed template. And I have given you one example also, which is this example. I have this for both agree essay and disagree essay. If you get confused between agree and disagree essay, some students do get confused. So I have provided you both examples where I have followed the same structure, same template with the same phrases. Right? You can go through this example after this session, right? And then you can see how to write structure for any two sides essays. Okay, it will be very, very simple for you. So you'll understand this better when you will go through that example for agree and disagree both. Right, so you will, we were at this introduction. So you will first write 3 statements for your introduction and you will general statement about the topic. And I have explained you here. Okay, so this is the for car ownership. Question statement and then the thesis. Right, in this example, I have explained you how you can write this structure. And then what you will do, you will start with introduction and then you will write 3 body paragraphs. Now here, just understand this. For your first body paragraph, you will write you will write your first body paragraph for the opposite side. What you will do, you will write first body paragraph for the opposite side. And you'll write second and third body paragraphs for the side you agreed or you disagreed. Okay, we discussed, is Virat Kohli better batsman than Rohit Sharma? If my answer is yes, Virat Kohli is better batsman than Rohit Sharma. So in that case, my first body paragraph would be for Rohit Sharma because I feel Virat Kohli is better. I agreed with this statement, but I will give respect to the opposite side. So I'll write some two points for Rohit Sharma. Okay, so I've given you the structure also here. So first statement is going to be thesis about your first body paragraph. What you are going to discuss in this body paragraph. For example, if you are going to write benefits of some XYZ thing, then you can write this particular thing has many benefits, right? Or this particular XYZ thing has many benefits. So for example, here, having a private car, this is the first body paragraph, and this is the first line of your first body paragraph. Having a private car has its own benefits. So this is your thesis statement about the body paragraph, what you are going to write in that paragraph. And then you will write 2 points and 1 example. You can follow this template. Everything is crystal clear here. And your second body paragraph and third body paragraph, for the side you agreed. So if you feel Virat Kohli is better batsman, first body paragraph for Rohit Sharma, and second and third body paragraphs for Virat Kohli. So this will explain my point better, why Virat Kohli is better batsman than Rohit Sharma, if you agree. Is it clear? I wish I could explain you in detail and write a live essay with you, but again, that would not be possible for me to do so in this limited hours class. But I'll straight try to give you as much value as I can. So tell me, is this structure clear for 2 sides essays? Dhwanil says yes. Galaxy says yes. Praveen says yes. What about others? Cleared, sir. Bhanu Prasad, transparent. Awesome. Karan says yes. Great. Awesome, guys. Awesome. So you can go through this example and this template. Okay. Whenever you get this PDF, you will understand it much better. If you still feel you have any doubts, I'll give you that number. You can ping on that. All right. So this is the agree essay, and this is the disagree essay. So I've given you examples for both. Now let's discuss one side essay, template for one side essay. So one side essay we discuss. We will need to mostly write causes and solutions, or you can say problems and solutions, right? We discussed that. So we will follow a similar structure having 5 paragraphs. Okay, so you understand, for one side essay, you have to write the causes, solutions, problems, solutions, or you may get 2 questions. You have to write first question and second question. Now, so we'll follow a simple structure having 5 paragraphs. First one is, again, we will start with introduction, and last one is for conclusion, as you can see on the screen. Very simple introduction, and that will that will have 3 statements. Again, same general statement, body topic, paraphrase topic statement, and the thesis statement. I have provided you example for this also. Simple structure we are going to follow for introduction and conclusion. Now here, for body paragraphs, okay, pay attention. Now we know we are writing causes and solutions. So whenever you are analyzing your essay, after reading the question statement, just check. Okay, whenever you're reading this question statement, you know you have to write causes and solutions, or you know you have to write problems and solutions. If you feel causes or you feel solutions are more than causes, if you feel you can write more for solutions than causes, so in that case, what you will do, you will write first body paragraph for causes and second and third body paragraph for solutions, as you can see here. In case you feel solutions are more, or you can write more for the solutions than causes, you will write second and third body paragraph for solutions and one first body paragraph for causes. Is it clear? Very simple, very simple, and very easy to learn. Introduction and conclusion is these two are fine, but for body paragraphs, if you feel causes are more, if you feel solutions are more, then you write second and third body paragraph for solutions and first body paragraph for causes. In case, while analyzing the question, you see that you can write more for the causes, or you can write more for the problems, then what you will do, you will write your first body paragraph plus second body paragraph for the causes and third body paragraph for solutions. First and second body paragraph for causes and third body paragraph for solutions, because obviously you can write more for causes, so you'll give more content, you'll add more content for the causes. And here also I have provided you all the templates that you need to write If you feel causes are more, then you'll write first body paragraph for causes and second and third body paragraph for solutions. So if you feel solutions are more, right? And then what you need to write, you need to write 5 statements. All these things I have mentioned here. And then I have given you a detailed template for solutions, or if solutions are more. And then I have given a detailed template for if causes are more also. And then I have provided you one example which you can go through to understand this again and write. Just follow this structure and write any essay. And if you feel sometimes you may get 2 questions, question number 1 and question number 2, then what you will do, if you feel you can write more for question number 1, as I have mentioned here in the bracket, then you'll write first body paragraph and second body paragraph for answering the question number 1, and third body paragraph for question number 2. So sometimes you may get double question essay also. That's very rare, but sometimes you may see. And same for this. If you feel you can write more for question number 2 than question number 1, then you can write for 2 body paragraphs for question number 2. Is it clear? Ping yes in the chat if that's clear. No doubt, very much useful this. Thank you, Himadri. But can you provide more sentences? Yes, I can provide you more linking words, more essays, everything I can provide. Right. So is everyone clear with templates for both one side and 2 sides essays? Anybody has any doubt? Very simple. And whenever you'll write, and you see I have already written with the same structure, like band 8 essay, the same structure, simple structure. It looks so appealing whenever you will read this. It's so clear. It's so clear. Yes, will they evaluate memorize answers and words will not be counted? No. I mean, even if we are using these words, how many essays they will find these, right? I'm just providing you the linking words here. And anyway, you will have to use those words. You can use these, you can use others. But for you, I have provided some words so that you can at least, write your essay as you just get this question statement. You know what words you need to write. Right? It's okay. It's fine. I also use those words. My students use. Should we make simple sentences or complex compound sentences are important? So it works like this. You can write 2 or 3 complex sentences, 2 or 3, not more than that, only if you are comfortable with them. If you are making grammatical mistakes, then please do not write. You can go through this example. I have provided you this. I will provide you this. You can see I have written 2, I think 2 or maybe 3 complex sentences in this essays. And those are very simple ones, right? And that's how you should also approach. Can we get link of these template in WhatsApp? Yes, I'll provide you, Nirmal. I'll provide you these PDFs. So you guys are with me for, I think, around more than 1.5 hours. So I'll obviously provide you this. So is anyone having any doubt, or is it clear? Rana says clear. Kumar says how to generate ideas. Yes, that's again a very important topic. We'll discuss that at the end of the session. It's clear how to generate ideas. I know that that's very difficult, but you can do that. There are some techniques. Sir, data exhaustive, please provide me PDF. I will message you personally. Yes, Ashok, I will provide you. I'll provide you the recording also. You can go through that once you have those these. Yeah, sir, doubt in vocabulary with translate will get often other means. So give some tips. So one thing which I also discussed, and I want you to always keep in your mind, always try to use good English words, not hi-fi vocabulary words. And good English words, you can easily remember those. Okay, always keep this in mind. Hi-fi vocabulary words, you will either write those words at wrong place, or you may spell them wrongly. So do not do that. Good English words always works. Okay, good English words always work. All right, so now let's start with speaking section. My favorite section, speaking. Right, so I used to be too afraid of speaking in front of someone. It was my weakest point. But after working on it again and again and again, I made it my strength. I hope you guys know in your speaking exam, you have to speak in front of the examiner, right? So you can say it's a kind of an interview where examiner will ask you multiple questions, including one topic where you need to speak continuously for around 1 to 2 minutes. Right. So for those who are completely new to IELTS test, your speaking test is divided into 3 parts. Part number 1 is your interview round, right? Not interview round, I should say, but yeah, part number 1 is your interview, where examiner will ask you some 8 to 10 questions about yourself, like your hobby, your routine, your hometown, etc. And part 2, you will get this cue card. Okay, you'll get a topic, and you will need to speak on that given topic continuously for around 1 to 2 minutes. And in part 3, you will be asked 4 to 5 follow-up questions directly or indirectly related to the topic asked in part 2. Okay, so this is the simple structure of your speaking test. Now, while answering the questions, you have to be very, very, very smart. And you don't have to just answer in one word or one line. I hope you guys already know, but still, you have to be very smart while answering these speaking questions. And you don't have to just answer in one word or one line. You have to elaborate it as much as you can. And this is where most students fail, right? And this is where most students fall short, because they do not know how to elaborate their answers, right? I'm also stuck there. So just understand this. The main and primary key to scoring high in your speaking test is your ability to expand your answer. Expanding your answer is the only way to secure a high band in your speaking test. The more you will expand, the higher band score you will receive, provided you speak with good or correct or partially correct grammar. And of course, your answer should be on the topic asked. No one can stop you from getting 7, 8, or even 9 band score in your exam. Right? Now, what does this expanding answers mean? Now, let me just, all right. So, okay, someone has a doubt. What about task 1? So yes, in task 1, you will get some questions, right? So you'll get some questions. So you have to answer those questions. So mostly questions would be on you only, right? Like your hometown, your hobbies. But while answering those questions, you have to elaborate your answers. You cannot just say, let's say, for example, I've got who is my favorite sports person. So you cannot say my favorite sports person is Virat Kohli. That's it. You cannot say. You have to elaborate why Virat Kohli is your favorite sports person. You have to give the reasoning. We'll discuss that. Just give me a moment. We will discuss that. Now, let me just explain you what does this expanding answers mean. Now, so I'll explain you with the help of very simple example. So let's say I get this question from someone. Tell me something about yourself. Okay. So I've got this question. Tell me something about yourself. I'll answer that in 3 formats. So just observe me. First one, my name is Ankur Chopra. First one, my name is Ankur Chopra. I'm going to answer in 3 formats. Second one, my name is Ankur Chopra. I belong to Delhi city, which is the capital of India. Second format, my name is Ankur Chopra. I belong to Delhi city, which is the capital of India. Now, third one, let me introduce myself. My name is Ankur Chopra. I belong to Delhi city, which is the capital of India. I'm currently working as a sales manager at XYZ, a company based in Delhi. So what I'm doing here, I'm trying to expand my answer. And if you have observed me clearly, the third one was the best among all. And that gave you more details about me, right? So that's what we need to do in exam. So whenever examiner poses you a question, your first step should be to expand the scope of your answer as much as possible. Okay, so this term expanding answers basically means adding more and more details to your answer while speaking. Is it clear? We will discuss how to do that, but is it clear? What does this mean? Ping yes in the chat if that's clear. Bhanu says yes. What about others? Praveen says yes. Thwanil says yes. All right, awesome. Vinita says yes. Great. Madhuri says yes. Awesome. Great, guys. Now the question is, how do you expand your answer? So you can expand your answer by using a very unique and simple technique. Okay, so you see, I have listed 4 attributes here. So you can expand your answer by using 2 or maybe 3 attributes from this list and add them to your answer statement. These are the 4 simplest ways to add details to your answer. You can use any 2 or 3 attributes from these options and use them whenever you are expanding your answer in the exam. So there would be one opening statement for your answer, which would contain the actual answer, right? And then you would expand it using 2 or max 3 attributes from the list. So let me just show you here. We'll understand this with the help of example also, okay? So how do you expand your answer? You will give your opening statement. So for example, I've got this question. Who is your favorite sports person? Obviously, you would first give the answer and then you will add details to it. So the answer to that question is my opening statement, right? Who is your favorite sports person? I can say my favorite sports person is Virat Kohli, right? That's my opening statement. And then you may expand it and you can use 2 to 3 attributes from these 4 attributes. We'll discuss all these 4 attributes. So just stay tuned. So let's say we discuss this. Who is your favorite cricketer or who is your favorite sports person? So I'll say my favorite sports person is Virat Kohli. That's my opening statement. And then I may expand it. I can say because I find him very disciplined and enthusiastic while batting and fielding. I love how he manages the team and at the same time he's very funny, something like that. So just I'm trying to explain you this opening statement. So after the opening statement, you can use 2, 3 attributes from this list to expand your answer quickly within fraction of seconds. Is it clear? Ping yes in the chat if that's clear. Bhanu says yes. Dhwanil says yes. Vinita says yes. Awesome. Great, guys. All right. Now let's see the first attribute. We saw 4, right? So first one is why and why not. Okay, to explain it in simpler terms, if you are asked to provide your opinion on something, which you will be for majority of questions, you can expand your answer by explaining why you have that viewpoint or opinion. Why you gave that answer. Simply why and why not, if that's a negation question. So you have to give the reason why you choose that answer. Right? So we discussed this. My favorite sports person. My favorite sports person is Virat Kohli. Now, why my favorite sports person is Virat Kohli? You have to add that. Right? So my examiner asked me this question. Do you like to keep yourself fit? Okay, I got this question exact question. Do you like to keep yourself fit? Obviously, I do not remember the answer exactly, but I'll try to paraphrase it and explain it to you guys so that you understand the concept. Do you like to keep yourself fit? I simply said, I love keeping myself fit because it helps me. You see, because that's mean I'm adding a reason why I love keeping myself fit, right? Because it helps me to stay energetic throughout the day and keeps my mind engaged and creative. I love to keep myself fit. I need to give the reason why I love, because it helps me to stay energetic throughout the day and keeps my mind engaged and creative. So who is your favorite sports person? My favorite sports person is Virat Kohli because I really admire his leadership and management skills. I also like how he keeps himself fit and healthy. Just the reason why I like Virat Kohli, or why my favorite sports person is Virat Kohli, right? So you have some examples here right now in front of you. Do you like your hometown? Yes, I like living in Mumbai city, or I love living in Mumbai city because it's where most of my friends and family members live, because there are a lot of activities to do here. That's my why. This is my opening statement, and this is my why. Reason to my answer. Is it clear? So what if I do not want to say I do not like music? So you're saying you want to say I do not like music, so you can give the reason why you don't like the music. That's why I've written here why and why not. If you don't like music, you can say it troubles my mind or something like that, right? I do not feel relaxed after listening to music, but that's very rare. But that's okay. If you don't like, that's fine. You can say you don't like music. Sir, time is ending. Can you tell fast to conclude the session? Yes, yes, yes. I'm just covering all the remaining three attributes. All right, so that was first attribute. Now we have the second attribute. That's an example. All right. Okay. So once you have provided the reason for your answer, you can add an example to it. The example should be relevant to the topic on which topic is asked, or it could be from your personal experience also. Okay. For example, this who is my favorite sports person. So as I provided this answer, my favorite sports person is Virat Kohli because I really admire his blah blah blah, whatever I said in the why. Now let me add an example. So I can say something like this. For example, in his most recent interview, he described his daily routine. It was so disciplined, and I think that's something I should also follow to keep me fit for my entire life. Simple example to your answer. I just had it right in front of you, a solid example to support my answer. I know it's challenging to think during the exam, but that's what I'm here for, to make your life easier, right? So this is how you add an example. You add a why and you can add an example. So for example, here, do you like your hometown? So that's my why. And then I can say, for example, I go to gymnastics every weekend. And whenever I get some more time, I go for sea sports activities also. Simple example. Do you like music? Yes, I love listening to music because it can cheer me up greatly whenever I feel bored or tired. Or if you do not like music, like someone said, then you can give your reason why you do not like the music. So instead of using yes every time, what other words? So that depends, right, on the question. So who is my favorite sports person? I cannot say yes, my favorite sports person. That's obviously I will say my favorite sports person is XYZ person. So this just for an example I have provided you, right? So you can also say no also. Do you like music? No, I do not like music. You can give the reason. So that's completely up to you. No one is there to judge you. You can give any answer, whatever you feel, but just try to expand your answer as much as you can. Now, the third attribute, comparison. So you can also extend your answer by making a comparison between your current situation and past situation. So while giving you answer, just try to describe what the situation was in the past or how it is related to the present. Okay. Describe what situation was in the past and how it is related to the present. We will see examples and you'll get it better. For example, this is my favorite sports person. So my favorite sports person is Virat Kohli. As I said, because I really admire his skills and all these things. And then I provided one example. And then what I can do is I have to compare it with the past or future. Okay. So you can add something like this. So you have some examples right now in front of your screen also. So for Virat Kohli case, I can say something like this. So I have to compare past with the present. So I can say for past, I used to keep his posters in my room when I was in college, but that's past. For my favorite sports person, I used to keep his posters in my room, or I used to keep his photos in my room, or I used to keep his anything, bat or something like that. I used to keep his photos in my room when I was in college. So that's past. But now that I'm an adult, I prefer to keep his lessons and motivational teachings printed in a file or something like that. I prefer to keep his lessons with me always because I'm an adult now. So just try to understand. You can compare past with the present. So this is something you are doing to elaborate your answer. If you are finding it hard how you can add details to your answer, just keep these attributes in your mind. You will never feel how you can expand. Okay, so that's how you can do it. So for example here, so let's see, two attributes. If you are able to answer in two attributes, that's more than enough, right? I'm just providing you more varieties, right? So that you can choose whichever attribute you like, right? So here, do you like your hometown? I remember when I was in college, I used to go to Marine Drive for eating my favorite fast food pav bhaji. I hope I would again go sometime. So this is my past. I remember when I was in college, I used to go to Marine Drive for eating my favorite fast food pav bhaji. I hope I would again go sometime. Again, you can say present or you can say future. That's completely fine. Okay, so comparison, present to the past, present to the future. So here we have example for present to the future also. So that's how you can just elaborate your answer. You can add details, more and more details to your answer. So now the fourth one, trend. So if you're not getting anything in your mind during your exam, you can add a hypothetical event that may exist in future or may not exist. Okay, that may exist or they may not exist. Simply use your creativity to come up with something for the future. It can be anything because it is hypothetical. You do not need to be concerned about whether or not it will occur. Okay, for the same example, who is your favorite sports person? Okay, so let me just think of one future scenario for my favorite sports person. So I can say, uh, I believe in future, any young person who wants to stay fit will follow Virat Kohli's advice or will follow his advice. Any in future, any young person who wants to stay fit will follow his advice. This is how he has influenced the current generation. Okay, so let's see. I get this question. Yes, I get this question. What is my favorite color? And I have to talk any hypothetical event in the future. I can say I believe in future. So that question is, what's my favorite color? Okay, so I can say an hypothetical event. I can say I believe in future people are going to like hybrid colors because they seem to be more impactful. So like this, you can create for any statement in this world. I have given you all these four attributes. Are these attributes clear? Anybody has any question? Praveen says clear. What about others? Hanu says yes, sir. No doubt. All right. Rana says awesome. Are you guys with me? Vinny says clear. Great. What about others? Come on. Ping in the chat right now. All right. Great session. Awesome. 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 Now you can say, how's the Josh? Is it high? Huh? How's the Josh? Hi, sir. All right. Awesome. Josh Pro Max. Great. Great.